tonight, we're not just talking about a football match. Nope, we're diving into a story that has it all. A hero, a moment of pure triumph, and then a ghost in the machine that left 50,000 people just holding their breath. This is the story of the night technology stole the show. The game has gone. Whoa, that is a massive statement from a seasoned pro like Chris Sutton. What on earth could happen in a cup semifinal to make someone basically declare the death of the sport they love? Well, believe it or not, it all started with a hero's welcome. All right, so every good story needs a hero, right? And on this night, his name was Antoine Semenyo. He was Manchester City's newest signing, stepping right into the intense spotlight of a massive cup tie. And the stakes, they couldn't have been higher. We're talking about a £64 million player. A price tag like that comes with some serious pressure and expectation. City didn't just buy a player, they made a huge statement. But you know what's really cool? The instant connection he had with the fans. Before he was even a household name, they'd already embraced him, singing their own version of Gold for him. It's that human touch, right? That immediate bond that really set the stage perfectly for what was to come. And boy, did he deliver. He signs for the club, scores in his very first game against Exeter, and then in this hugely important semifinal, he does it again. I mean, this is the kind of start that players literally dream of. He wasn't just fitting in, he was taking over. Okay, so this is where the story really takes the turn. This is the moment a seemingly perfect night of football collides head-on with the cold, complicated world of modern technology. 53rd minute, Semenyo gets his goal. It's a tap-in from maybe 6 inches out, but it doesn't matter, it's massive. He breaks the deadlock in a super tense semifinal. The City fans go absolutely wild. Their golden boy delivered. And then, just 10 minutes later, you won't believe it, it happens again. He flicks a cross into the net and it's 2-0. The hero has his second goal, the game is surely won. The stadium is just electric. But then, the noise just stops. A check is announced, and just like that, the celebration dies on everyone's lips. That electric feeling is gone, and it's replaced by this cold, creeping doubt. Did that moment, was it even real? All that euphoria just vanished, and in its place was this agonizing wait. For the players, the managers, and thousands of fans, it felt like time was standing still, with every single eye glued to a screen. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Just think about that. In a football match, that is an eternity. Long enough to score another goal, long enough for the entire emotional vibe of the game to swing from pure joy to utter confusion and frustration. So the whole issue came down to something called subjective offside. The ruling was that Erling Haaland, who didn't even touch the ball, was interfering with a defender's ability to play it. It's called subjective because, well, it's a judgment call. And to make matters 1,000 times worse, the fancy semi-automated offside tech actually failed, forcing the officials to draw the lines manually, which just dragged out the delay and the drama even more. After that endless wait, the verdict finally came down. And with it, a firestorm of controversy that would completely overshadow the results of the game itself. Goal disallowed. Just 2 words that sucked all the life out of the stadium. The hero's second goal, the game-winning moment, just erased from history by a technicality. You could just feel the sheer exasperation from the players. City's captain Bernardo Silva, he did not hold back. He pointed out this wasn't some one-off thing. For them, it was like history repeating itself. Another frustrating call at this very stadium. And this just perfectly shows the divide, right? On one side, you have Jamie Redknapp saying, look, if you go by the strict rule book, it's the right decision. But then on the other side, Micah Richards argues this is exactly what VAR wasn't for. He calls it re-refereeing, using tech not to fix clear and obvious errors, but to hunt for tiny little infractions that cancel the joy of a goal. But okay, beyond the players and the experts, what about the people who actually pay to be there? The fans. Their raw, spontaneous celebration was put on ice and then ultimately just canceled. You can just hear the anger in this comment from a fan named Alman. This feeling that the technology isn't just correcting mistakes anymore, it's actively hunting for imperfections. It's working against the entire point of the game, which is, scoring goals. And here's Mick, another fan, using that exact same phrase as the professional pundit, re-refereeing the game. It just goes to show how this idea has spread from the commentary box right down into the stands. It's a shared frustration. And finally, this sense of real sadness from George, a feeling that something was forced on the fans, and in the process, the soul of the sport, that spontaneous joy, has been damaged, maybe for good. So when the final whistle finally blew, it felt less like a celebration and more like an inquest. City got the victory, yeah, but the conversation wasn't about the win at all. Manchester City won 2-0. They even scored another legitimate goal late on. But the result felt like a footnote. The real story, the one everyone was talking about, was the goal that wasn't, the ghost goal. Which leaves us with a huge question, doesn't it? In this relentless chase for technical perfection, for a game with zero mistakes, are we sacrificing the very thing that makes us love it? The passion, the spontaneity, the imperfect human moments of pure joy? What do you think?